And in this video clip, I'm going to be demonstrating how to apply a dubbing body to a dry fly. Now, dubbing, as we discussed earlier, is this fine little material, and one of the things you can do to really improve the quality of your dubbed bodies is go ahead and play with your dubbing. Play with your dubbing a lot. Don't be afraid of, wash your hands so you don't get it overly saturated with finger oils, but play with it and pull the fibers free. The more you play with it, the better the dubbing gets. One of the things that really separates novice flies from professional flies is how free they get the dubbing before they begin. Now, this is a lot of dubbing. I'm holding in my hands enough dubbing to dub probably 20, 30, 40 flies this size, maybe more. So the second novice mistake is getting too much dubbing on the fly. I am going to take those 2 strands of floss and I'm going to apply a very small amount of dubbing wax. You can overdo this. You can overdo this so bad that your fly will just drive you nuts. After you put, and what the dubbing wax is going to do is it's going to stick this dubbing fiber to that thread just beautifully. Again, novice mistake, common one made, is to get too much dubbing fiber on the thread. Sometimes if you're having a little bit of trouble, you can take individual fibers and kind of work them in by finger. It's kind of like that. You want just enough dubbing that you can see the color of the dubbing on the thread. It becomes the dominant color. You don't want so much dubbing that it just overrules everything. There's 2 reasons you don't want too much dubbing. One reason that you don't want too much dubbing, you don't want too much dubbing because dubbing is a material that will saturate with water very rapidly. I will begin wrapping the body of the fly with the dubbing. And as I do that, I'm building up the body of the fly. And again, you don't want the body of the fly to be so fluffy and so fiber-filled that when it hits the water, it saturates, because if it does, your dry flies won't float that well. And let's face it, everybody wants their dry flies to float well. So we wrap this right on back. The only thing I'm going to leave room for is for my hackles on my dry fly. When I get here, like everything else in fly tying, I'm going to pull the fibers straight up. I'm going to put 3 or 4 little wraps just by raising the bobbin up and over the fly. Then I'm going to cut off the excess material. Then I'll finish tying in. And now we have a nice dubbed body.